Hey y'all, welcome back to another Psalm study. Today we're getting into a very well-known popular psalm, which is Psalms 23. And this one I learned as a child growing up in church. This was a psalm that was always read and that we had to memorize. So everyone knows this psalm. I'm not sure why it's, so popular. It is a good psalm. It is. However, out of all of them, I have some that are more so my favorites um, than this one. But this one just seemed to be that particular one that everybody was like, oh, that's my Psalms, that's my Psalms. But anywho, Yahuwah is my shepherd. I do not lack. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He turns back my being. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. When I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You spread before me a table in the face of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup runs over. Only goodness and loving commitment follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of Yahuwah to the length of days. So, one, Yahuwah is my shepherd. We all know what a shepherd is. We all know what a shepherd does, right? So, this particular psalm is very metaphorical. So, Yahuwah is my shepherd. He leads, he guides, he shepherds, we're to follow him, right? He is in front of us. I do not lack. He is our provider. There is nothing that we will go without. He knows what we need, and he will provide those things for us as long as we are following him as his sheep, as long as we're following him, right? And being led by him as a shepherd, we will not lack anything. So this part right here, Yahuwah is my shepherd. This whole psalm, if you just look at this, he is my shepherd. All of these things he will do for you, but you have to follow him, right? He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He gives rest, right? What's in a green pasture? Really just grass, right? And it's peaceful. It's rest. He makes me to rest, right? That's what sheep do in the pasture. They casually graze. There's nothing there to frighten them, which is something that I see often in the Bible where it says that, there will be nothing there to frighten his chosen people. And so in a pasture, there's nothing there to frighten the sheep. He leads me beside still waters. Now, think of sheep being led by a roaring river. Do you think the sheep are going to continue to follow the shepherd? No, they're going to be frightened. They're going to be scared. They're going to be afraid, right? So, still waters is like quiet waters, waters that don't move, right? And so it's not like a roaring or raging river. It's quiet, it's peaceful, okay? And what do you see in the water? Your reflection. That's a whole nother thing. That is a whole nother thing that we would be here all day and we even, get onto that. But he turns back my being. So what that means is he turns us back from evil, right? Because we were led astray, by pastors, by preachers, by teachers, by whoever. We were led astray. But he turns us back. He goes and he gets us, right? Leaves the 99 for the one. He goes and gets us and puts us back in line, which goes to the next line. He leads me in paths of righteousness. So we were on this path of darkness, this path of wickedness and evil, and he turns us back. He yanked us from those paths, going down the wrong path, and brings us back. Just like a sheep who gets led astray by seeing something and going after that, and he corrects them. He corrects the sheep and brings it back. For his name's sake, nothing that Yahuwah does is for us. Everything that he does is for his name's sake. I know there's quite a few verses that say that he does it for his name's sake so that the other nations cannot say, ooh, who is their Elohim? I thought their Elohim was with them. Why is he leaving them out there basically to hang to dry? He does it for his name's sake. When I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, so this could even be represented as Sheol. It could be represented as like hard times, like times where it just looks like there's no light, there's no way up, there's no way out of this. I will fear no evil, or I fear no evil. Even in those dark times, people love to hit you when you're down. You will not fear evil. Why? Because he is with you. His rod and his staff, they comfort me. A rod is used for correction, a staff is used for discipline, right? For a sheep, a shepherd typically has like a rod or a staff with him, and he uses it to correct the sheep if a sheep goes astray, if it gets out of line. He'll use it for correction and discipline. And the thing is, you want the Most High to correct and discipline you. If he's not correcting and disciplining you, you are not one of his chosen. You spread before me a table in the face of my enemies. And this is a flex here. Like, he will show you in front of your enemies what he can do for you. He will show you blessings in front of your enemies. And the point is, so those enemies can see how blessed you are. They may or may not change their ways, but they're going to see, oh, clearly this person is led by the Most High. This person is chosen by the Most High. Let me not mess with them, because I am I am nothing to the Most High. I cannot defeat him. There's no way, right? You have anointed my head with oil, blessed. My cup runs over, more than what I need, blessed. Only goodness and loving commitment follow me, your reputation. So as you go throughout life, like when you leave someone's presence, goodness and loving commitment is what's left behind, and they see that. All the days of my life, always. So as you go throughout life, your reputation is what you will leave behind. People always talk about a legacy, leaving behind a legacy and whatnot like that. But when you have the Most High, goodness and loving commitment will follow you, and people will see that. And that's also another way that you can bring people in to the goodness of the Most High. And I shall dwell in the house of Yahuwah to the length of days, forever, forever, ever, right? And this is not necessarily talking about like eternal life, but length of days while we're here on earth. While we're here on earth, if we follow the Most High, he will do all of this for us to the length of days. However many days that we were prescribed before we were even a thought in our parents' mind, right? Before we were even knitted in our mother's womb. But if you let him be your shepherd and you follow him, you will lack nothing. You will have rest. You will not be frightened. You will turn from your wicked ways and be led on a path of righteousness. You will fear no evil, even in your darkest times, because he is with you. He will correct you and he will discipline you. He will basically make you like a king or queen in front of your enemies, right? He will anoint you. He will bless you immensely. And your reputation of goodness and loving commitment will follow you all the days of your life, and you will always dwell in his house. But you have to follow him and let him be your shepherd and let him lead you. That also means you have to give up control. In order to be led and guided by the Most High, you have to give up control. You cannot have control and him be your leader. It does not work like that. Because if you want to be a leader, he'll let you. But I don't think you want to know what the outcome of that would be. And that's all I have for y'all.